In poly relationships, you have a core, and so poly, for the most part, is about community. It's not about sex.
Okay.
Life is complicated. Relationships are complicated.
Right.
Business is complicated. Everything about what we do and who we are as African Americans is complicated.
And is there an expectation that you two will come home every night?
There's an expectation that you remember that home was there.
Right. Shots out. Your world, my opinion. YWMO. Let's go. I like that. Y'all doing it there.
Yo, what's up, man? Your world, my opinion. We gonna keep the big ones coming, you know what I'm saying? But first of all, Honey J, what's up?
What's up, y'all? We are back with another one. A beautiful lady that's been gracing the stage all over Charleston.
Man.
We are super excited.
Tell me about it. The Rae Williams, you know what I'm saying? Singer, you know, all that, man. It's going on. We gonna get to know you more today.
Absolutely.
And go ahead and introduce yourself.
If you don't know,
Okay.
I'm Rae Estelle. You guys already know me.
Right.
For everybody else, I'm really just me. I'm really just me. You know what I mean? What you see is what you get for the most part. Yeah, I don't have like a turn on, you know what I mean? Like I'm a different person on stage, but somebody completely different.
Okay.
I'm just me. I'm just chill.
Just Rae Williams, but we mentioned the accent. So where are you originally from?
Jamaica, Queens, New York.
Oh,
okay, damn, that's what's up. Long way from home.
Long way from home.
Man.
Yeah, but so Jamaica, Queens born, but South Carolina raised you? How
Mostly,
did you get here?
So my nana, Charleston is my grandmother's home.
Okay.
And so once they retired and everything, they bought property and everything, they came back. And she moved to St. Stephen, South Carolina. So I grew up
Country.
Right. Absolutely. I graduated from Timberland High School.
Oh, man.
2000.
Right.
Major shout out to them. As a matter of fact, we're celebrating our 25th year reunion.
Okay.
This year right here, I'll be singing for it, actually.
Oh,
Man, that's what's
So yeah,
up.
I'm excited.
She's coming to
Awesome,
the
awesome.
You already know.
So we said Rae Williams, but you said Rae Estelle?
Rae Estelle is yeah, that's my stage
So
name.
that's your stage name.
Government
Okay.
is Williams.
Right,
Yeah,
okay.
I
All right.
apologize.
I apologize also, but I'm glad we got that, out of the way with that. So how did you get involved in singing, and when did you know that was one of your passions?
I've never not sang.
Okay.
I can't tell you that there was a deciding day or a differentiating factor or something like that that was like, okay, I'm going to be a singer, because I've been a singer my whole life and I come from a family of musicians.
Okay.
My mom and her sisters, they sang. My grandfather was a part of a quartet group. My dad sang. So I've only just known music my entire life.
Okay. So it's in your
Did you
blood.
start singing in the church?
I did.
Okay, Sunbeam Choir.
I
What was
did.
it?
I did the Sunbeam Choir for a little bit, but I was lucky enough really early on to be able to sing with the adult choir because I had a big voice.
Okay.
So yeah, that was pretty cool.
What was your breakout song? Do you remember your first? I remember my first solo on the Sunbeam Choir. Do you remember yours?
I do. So, and it's funny too because she's actually my favorite singer. Her name is Tata Vega.
Okay.
She's a gospel singer. She's actually the voice on The Color Purple of Suge Avery.
Ooh.
Oh wow, man, that's a classic right there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Man.
And she did this particular song, and I think we were like in church convocation or convention, something like that. And my grandmother always told the story of me just walking down this center aisle all the way to the front. And now our church used to be a cathedral, so it was huge.
Okay.
It was before mega churches was mega churches.
Wow,
It
wow.
was a huge church. And I walked all the way down. She said I couldn't have been no more than about 3 or 4. And I just stood there mesmerized looking up, and she sung the hell out of that song. So I went to the house. Afterwards, I lined my Barbie dolls up.
Okay.
I stood on the stool so I could direct the choir and be her. I do remember that.
Right.
Like at first you'd be like, somebody tell you a story, you think
Right.
you
But
remember it.
maybe certain things that's dramatic like that you will remember.
I actually remember the story.
Right.
Okay.
So it was God is trying to tell you something.
God is trying to tell you something.
God trying to tell you something.
Everybody
That's
trying to
a-
tell you
yeah.
something, but I'm sure you're
Right.
actually sounding like that.
Yeah. So I mean, was that here or in New York?
I was still in New York.
So how did you transition to here? Like, what was that journey?
So we came here. I was in elementary school, and I did do some back and forth for a while, but I ended up, kind of staying here. My grandmother, she raised me, but I've always just been a part of something.
Right.
The church choir. If they were having talent shows at school, I was a part of that. I was always in chorus. I was in the band as well. So it's just my life. Is just
Man, yeah,
been
music is all in your
music
blood.
From Jump Street.
How often? I'm sorry. How often do you go back home in New York?
I just came back a few weeks ago.
So I mean, New York and St. Stephen's is two big differences.
So now I live in Charleston now.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm repping Charleston.
Yeah, I know that's right.
She's like, hold on.
Yeah, I only go down to St. Stephen if I absolutely.
I know that's right. I
absolutely
yeah.
have to. But yeah, I go home as often as I can. So
Okay.
several times a year.
And are you performing up there as well when you
I
go back
am.
home? Are you doing a dual thing?
I am.
What is that like experience? I know like New York can be kind of difficult as far as venues and bringing people in versus, here.
I'm blessed, and I will say that my dad is the right-hand man to the mayor of New York.
Oh wow.
He's the mayor's advisor.
Oh man.
So
That's big.
my way in, you know what I mean, was when they were looking for a band to do like these corporate events and stuff like that. They were like, my daughter can come in.
Right,
and,
right.
She can sing for you. So that was my introduction to it. And from that point on, anytime they did something big, they was like, you think you can get your daughter to come in and do whatever?
Yeah.
And so I have a band in New York.
Okay.
And I go to New York and I have a band here.
Oh wow,
Okay, Miss
wow.
Rae Estelle.
I mean, so like, was you ever nervous getting in front of people? That's just natural getting
I'm
in front
always
of.
nervous.
Okay.
I'm an introvert.
All right.
I'm an
okay.
introvert, so I'm not that social. You know what I mean? So when I have to be, you better know that I done took a shot at something.
Right.
Right.
Well, now I know we can go ahead and.
It's something
and
to
pop
take
this
the edge
bottle.
off a little bit. Yeah, go ahead and do that.
Yeah, let's get it in.
Yeah, well, an edible something.
Right.
Anything that's
Okay.
gonna take the edge off. And you can always tell them a little bit more, social and bubbly, whatever. But my normal demeanor is really kind of ducked off in the corner, just kind of watching.
Right.
And
Okay.
chilling, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Just,
for sure.
not interacting too much. I don't like a whole lot of stuff going on around me. I have friends. I have amazing friends, but we've been friends since preschool.
Which, hey, those are the best ones.
You
The
know
ones
what I'm
that you
saying?
know.
40-year
Friendship.
friendships. You know what I mean? Like they never changed up.
That's
We never
beautiful.
questioned each other's loyalty, like stuff like that. I have some amazing friends. You know what I mean? That I've been friends with 10 years and stuff like that.
Right, right.
Yeah.
But you got the deep ones too, that
Yeah,
go
for
all the way
sure.
back.
Sure,
You know what I'm saying?
my
That's to be
girls that stood
appreciated.
in my wedding, we talking about 30 years
Yeah.
plus.
And that says a lot about you. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
To have a relationship like that with somebody, and in both ways, you have to be a type of person that people are willing to have that kind of relationship with
Absolutely.
and keep you in their lives.
Absolutely.
So that's always what's up. We're going on that note. We're gonna pop this bottle. Oh,
Couple of time, Lucci.
yeah.
I know that we've had the pleasure of seeing you perform live, and you are an amazing performer. Have you found any conflict in transitioning from singing gospel into R&B when it comes to family or people's opinions? I know coming from a church background, sometimes people have strong opinions, in your circle, in your family about performing live in clubs.
My nana wasn't happy about it at first. She wanted me to sing for God.
Okay.
And that was fine. And of course, and I respect her, you know what I mean, and I honor her for who she was. She's the most wise, person that I knew. But I also knew that I had to, kind of like follow my own path or whatever. And I am a minister. And I still minister. And I think this, as you evolve as a person, you get to understand what your purpose is in life.
Okay.
I can still minister in church. I sing you down.
Oh, I'm sure
You understand
can.
what I'm saying in church?
And with the Holy Ghost.
However, you know what I'm saying, I've also prayed with people behind the Commodore after a set that I've done. So I just feel like as long as I am walking in what my purpose is, God is pleased with what it is that I'm doing.
And that's the truth.
True.
Whether I'm
That's
singing
the
in
truth.
church or whether I am singing the blues as she would say.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's always going to be somebody like, I don't know what it is about you, but I got chills. And it's that and other. That's called the anointing.
Yes.
That's the truth.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
real.
Exactly.
And you know, it's funny you say Sugar Avery because then The Color Purple, that was her battle.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. All PKs go
Yeah.
through pretty much
Oh
the same
yeah, I'm
thing.
okay, so I already
They do
know.
the same thing. Like, this is what you're supposed to be doing, and the expectation is that you walk in their, you know, in their footsteps, and you follow this particular path or whatever. And I'm like, and that might have worked for you, but it doesn't make me happy.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So
And you evolve with the generations,
Absolutely.
and the reach is different now, right? I mean, they didn't have
Completely.
social media, they didn't have all of the options and the resources to expand
Exactly.
ministry the way that
Exactly.
we do today. So I completely
exactly, this
understand.
generation don't want to go to church.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So who gonna talk to them?
Exactly, right.
You know what I
right.
mean?
And churches are more youthful now, the good ones. I mean, I come from a, well, I say that because my church is real
More
traditional,
advanced.
real
Okay.
traditional. I went to a traditional church. I'm talking about just an
Baptist.
Oregon Baptist, you know, and I like my gospel like that in a sense. But I noticed when I went to a lot of church that my wife bring up, you know, and things like that, you know, they have youthful things. They have plays. Like there was one church I went to and they was doing like a Fresh Prince of Bel-Air play along, mixing with the gospel in it. And it was more inviting for the youth.
Yeah.
And you have to find ways to catch the youth.
You have to.
You know,
You have
know what I'm
to.
saying?
You have to, because if you don't, the church is gonna die out.
Right.
Right.
You know, what happened when all of the nanas and the grandmothers, when they pass away?
Right.
You know, we want them to live forever, but they're not going to be
They're
here
not gonna-
forever.
you gotta pass the
So
torch.
If nobody passes the torch,
Then the
then
church
the
dies.
purpose of the church dies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And that's how my church is. It's old, but they somehow they keep it moving. But it's just an old church. I mean, I'd be
Yeah.
snoring in there. I used to be snoring. I ain't telling no lies, man. You know. But then I would go to your church and they play the guitar and it's more upbeat. So
Yeah.
you know,
All of
that's
the
what's up.
things.
All of the
Right.
things.
All the things. I don't particularly go to church now. I haven't found a home.
Right. No.
Should I say? But wherever I go, the music got to be.
Yeah, the church is in you.
The music got to be.
Yeah, for sure.
It's
You
got
have
to be
up
top
there for
10.
sure.
I mean,
for
I'm sure. I mean, you're hearing things the rest of us don't.
You
really
hear what I'm trying to
right?
say.
All we
Right,
need is the beat, the drum,
Yeah.
little organ. We good, and don't let the bass player do a little something.
Y'all
You
know,
don't know
listen,
better.
I need it all.
Right,
I need,
right.
because that's what I gravitate to. So for people like me,
Right.
you know what I mean? And it's not to say that the word ain't great.
No,
know the
I know what
word,
you're saying.
And I can quote it from Genesis to Revelation.
Okay.
I promise you. But musically, if you catch my ear, I'll tune into whatever's
Right,
going on.
right.
So you don't want the music to die or not be, you know, where it is, because
Yeah, the music and the word is relatable. You have to be able to relate to the
Absolutely.
people, to get them to buy in, and that's awesome.
I know you said that there was never really like a point in time when you were like, okay, I'm going to take this more serious than before. But when did you just say, okay, you know what? I'm going to put myself out there. I want to perform live in this vein. I want to put a band together. When did you get to that point?
So all that kind of happened by default. So
Okay.
I'd always, you know who Mike Brown is.
Yes,
Mike would call
yes.
and be like, hey, I want you to come through, you know, to the Blue Note. We're doing this thing called The Blend, where he would get 6, 7 singers to come and we would all
Oh,
do, you know,
yeah.
1 or 2 songs. And it was a
Great.
vibe.
Yeah, he
Right,
was
right.
great.
It
with
was
that,
a
bringing the
vibe.
bands
I
there.
miss it. Oh my gosh. And I'm
Yes.
trying to recreate it so bad.
I know
you
that's
what
right.
I mean? But I would do stuff like that, but I never really like wanted my own band and like all of this other stuff. And then fast forward to 2 years ago, my grandmother passed away. And
Sorry
I
to hear
had
that.
to do something or I was gonna lose my mind.
Okay.
And my bass player at the time was like, this was maybe that weekend following her passing. And I did a wedding and he was on the wedding and he was like, hey, I got, you know, this gig that I have to play next week. Can you sing? If I send you a set list, can you sing or whatever? I had another girl. He was like, unfortunately it didn't work out and I don't want to cancel. You know what I mean? So I was like, all right, that's fine. Sent me the set list and I was like, yeah, I know all of this. Cool. We went up there and we smashed. And it was just like we had been a part of this thing for like the longest time. It just gelled.
Yeah, blended.
And so he sat me down after and he was like, you want to do it? And I was like, yeah, sure. Just to have something to do.
For sure.
Have something to do. And we got booked. We would just book like it was every weekend. 2
Oh,
or 3
wow,
nights a week.
wow,
I was just
okay.
like, so I didn't
It's a
ask
sign,
for
you
it.
know what I mean?
You know what I mean? I didn't do whatever to set it in motion. It just kind of happened, but I'm grateful for it.
For sure.
You know what I mean? And yeah, now I'm here.
Because you say you're an introvert. When you get up there and start singing, you come alive. Do you feel like that's your way of?
Theater performance.
Right. And you did a great job.
Yeah.
Most of the time, I don't even know y'all out there. I'll zone out real quick.
Right.
You almost have to.
Real quick, you know what I mean? And just kind of just go somewhere that make me feel better. You know what I mean?
And when you're real passionate about your songs, you're going to do that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And
So-
then establishing your band in New York.
Right.
How is it like
That's my
having
parents.
to manage your live bands and keep everybody? My dad was a musical coordinator, and one of the things he used to talk about all the time was keeping everybody on point, making sure everybody together for the show. Have you experienced any of that?
All of those things. So,
Right.
so June of last year, I did my very first show, a Rae Estelle show. So it was my debut outside of like just doing gigs and stuff like that.
Okay.
And I was like, oh my God, like, I had to come up with a theme, and then I had to put all of the bells and whistles together, and I had to sell the tickets, and I had to promote, and I had to do the media, and I was like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
And I didn't know, you know what I mean, that it took all of that.
Right.
So I didn't enjoy the journey to the stage at all.
Sorry.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Because it was so much to do, and every day I'm looking at ticket sales.
a lot
Like,
of pressure,
I
yeah.
sold 3 today. I need to do this, and it was just, it was a lot.
Right,
And so
yeah.
I was like, all right, cool. So going forward, if I still want to do this, I have to have a team. You know. what I
Right,
mean?
exactly.
On the flip side, because it's oxymoronic, I had to prove that I could do it, so that people would be like, I would like to be a part of her
Part
team.
of the team, right.
Right. So it was successful, thank God. You know what I mean?
Congratulations.
Yes,
The band smashed. I could not have asked, you know what I'm saying, for better. The background singers did what they need. Everything, and the energy in the room was amazing. So I was like, all right, cool. But now I know the way.
Right,
You know what I mean?
right.
So at this point, I'm just going to delegate. Listen, baby, I need you to do this, and this. Check back in with me when them things is done, and I'll
Right.
come over there.
Okay.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
man.
I can't take on the pressure of every aspect of it, because then I won't enjoy it.
Well, yeah, of course. And one person can't do nothing. Like you said, you have to have a team. You have to have a team you trust, that trusts you. And you know, apparently from your shows, you're doing that. And like, so like when you set it up, you call somebody and they set, like, how does you get all the people in the places to actually bring the band together? Like, how does that process
So I have
work?
an MD.
Okay.
So typically I don't have to deal with the nuances of the band itself. Like, I don't have to talk.
Okay.
I don't have to talk to the guys.
Yeah.
I don't have to arrange. You know what I'm saying, the rehearsals. I don't have to check up with everybody. Be like, what's your ETA? I don't have to do all that stuff. My MD does all of that.
Okay.
And I just got to worry about hair, makeup, and wardrobe. You know what I mean?
Right,
And
right.
remembering lyrics or you know, something of that nature. But there's been times where I've had to
Step in.
do it all,
Oh, okay.
and you don't want to.
Well, and that's
I
good,
am not
though.
pleasant.
It's
but I
good to
have
learn because you need to know that process, even though
Yeah,
you don't
for
want to
sure.
do that process.
For
you know.
sure,
That
but
way,
if
if
you
they
get
failing,
me-
you can step in.
You don't want to see that side of me.
I know that's right.
Yeah, not
And
at
I
all.
would think too, as an artist, you want to be able to focus on yourself. You know, being in a healthy space, both physically,
Correct.
spiritually, emotionally, your head space, and that would be quite difficult having to do all of that.
It's
But
a lot.
kudos to you.
Thank
For your
you.
first show, congratulations. I know it was super dope.
Thank you. We planning one now.
I was about to say, what is the
We
next?
planning one now. I got I'm in talks with the venues, so I can go ahead and lock in the date. But it is going to be a Mary J. Blige tribute.
Yes,
Oh,
yes,
wow.
yes,
We're
we need
gonna
that.
do it big. We're gonna do it big.
Man, because you just performed last week, too. Like,
I did.
At Thai Taco, right?
I did, and I'll be there on the 12th. So
Yeah.
next Friday coming.
I see you do a lot of performance at Thai Taco. I mean, that's awesome. Like, what is it like working with what is his name?
Marlon.
Marlon.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Yeah.
He's amazing. Marlon feels like family. You know what I
Right,
mean?
okay.
I know his wife, and she's related to Mike Brown. So it's just like I've known of, you know, all of them. So when I got the call to come in and do it, it just kind of felt like, all right, cool. We just pull up, you know what I
Right.
mean, and we do a thing. People happen to like it for sure. So singing in front of family used when I was young used to make me nervous because your family is the most critical.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? But my perspective has changed as I've gotten older. Like, they gonna critique you, but that's gonna sharpen you. You get what I'm saying? I can count on my family to be transparent and be like, that was not your best night. You know what I mean? You need to work on this. You need to work on that. And a stranger isn't gonna do that. They gonna let me be. And if I have a bad moment, it'll be a viral moment that they get to laugh at. It won't be them coming to me saying you need to work on it.
Right. It's going to be
You
to
get what I'm saying?
critique you without,
Absolutely.
you know what I'm saying,
So,
on the outside.
What
That's-
used to rub me raw, like the Snickers or the this, that, and the other, I'd be like, oh, fix that. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm watching and I'm clocking, you know, everything at this point. And you'd be like, dang, like you got all that going on in your, absolutely.
Yeah.
All that's going on in my head. Is my posture right? Is my breathing right? Is the consistency of my sets right? Is it too much time lapsing in between songs? Do I need to engage with the crowd more? Do I need, like, all of that's happening simultaneously? So I got to make sure that my band is on fire at all times. It takes the edge off.
And it seems like there's more opportunity in New York, though, to actually get, found or get discovered. And I don't know. It's just, that's why I asked that. It seems like you would have more opportunity. But apparently,
Well, I think the impression that we get here is that you have to move out of state.
In order to,
New York, you need to go to a hub to really, I guess, what do they, make it big. Have you found that to be true, or?
I used to think that way. Yeah, like I need to move back home because I used to want to sing on Broadway, and like all of these things that I don't necessarily desire now. In my 40s, and at 20, I would say move away. You know what I mean, and explore and do all of the things and find your sound and all this stuff. But I will honestly say that when I am in New York, what they want is the sound that I've created here in the South.
Right. Especially now.
Absolutely. Yeah, they like, do that thing. Sing that song that you sing. They want that.
You can't
sound.
get it from nowhere else.
You can't. So, I'm still taking South Carolina with me back to Manhattan, back to Harlem, back to, to Queens, back to Brooklyn. Like,
that's beautiful.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Well, when you on stage, what's one song that sticks out to you that you like, I gotta sing this song?
My favorite song to sing is a Tina Turner redo.
Okay.
It's Rock Me Baby.
Okay.
Rock Me. Hey, I love Tina Turner.
I mean, love that
Can we get a
song.
little piece of it?
Be honest.
The Ike songs. Yeah.
I got you.
Right. Yeah.
Everybody better people know it. Do that thing.
Yeah, I threw the thing. Let's see.
Okay, now.
Rock me, baby. Rock me all night long.
Yes.
Rock me, baby. Rock me all night long.
Yes.
I want you to rock me like my back ain't got no bone.
Yeah. Awesome job, man. And you add a little twist to it too.
Yes. All her, boo-boo. All her.
Hey,
Clock that shit, boo-boo.
I want to see you do a
Like
whole Tina
what's
Turner
on?
set, man, because,
It can be done.
hey, I ain't gonna lie, 'cause I like Tina Turner. And
It
hit
can
them
be
notes like
done.
that.
Absolutely.
It's
My
definitely-
girl, one of my great friends did a Tina Turner tribute a few years ago, maybe 2 or 3 years ago. LaFay. She did an amazing job. She bodied.
Yeah.
Tina. And I cannot take that away from her. That's the only reason why I have not done a Tina show,
Okay.
because she did the
She
Tina
did it,
show. So we
okay.
don't really like to step on each other's
Toes. Okay.
stuff like that.
Okay.
But I did have the idea the other day for she and I to join forces and do a show together. So
Okay, that's what I
hit
wanna
her
see
up.
that.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit her up and see if we can make it. We can make it do what it do.
And the Mary
Yeah.
J. Blige, oh my goodness.
I'm excited.
You about to take us all the way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Hand on chest, eyes on chin up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Gotta be
And
real.
Mary is so. We grew up with Mary.
And she's very versatile. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you got old school Mary. What's the 411?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? When we was young and dumb in love and all of the things, and then Mary matured over the years.
Right.
Yes.
And she still remained relevant
Yes.
to us.
Right. And she's
Yeah.
been through a lot, too.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
When you see her biography, she's been through a lot, man. You know what I'm saying? And
Like
still
most of us.
kicking and moving.
Absolutely.
And staying strong. So
Absolutely.
that's very. I'm all about that woman positivity, and then I got 4 girls, so
Oh wow.
I love it. Yeah, so I
Okay.
love that. I love.
You don't have
that.
no boys.
No boys.
Bless your heart.
Yeah, but I'm gonna be taken care of. Somebody gonna take care of me. No boys. Put you at home.
Girls are going to take
They gonna take care of you. I'll be in there with their husband, in the back room somewhere.
Oh, okay.
Them boys got me at home or something, or not taking care of me like I supposed to. So I take it from
I would say
there.
that about all boys now.
I got a better chance with my 4
Boys
girls.
take care of their mama.
Yeah, that, okay, I will say that. I will say that.
Yeah, but
As long as they wife allow it.
Well,
as long as the wife allows.
Yeah. That's why I pray for my son's wife right now.
Oh, yeah, you are the mom one. You are the grandma
I got
on
2
Debbie's
daughters.
side.
You have to.
Yeah, I come from a family of nothing but women.
Right, okay.
Nothing but women.
I was about to ask.
And my grandmother had 5 daughters. and of those, I think there are 10 grandchildren, and I'm number 4. There's still only one boy out of that.
Oh
10.
wow.
And then my generation, we started having children, and there might be about 20, somewhere between 20 and 25. There's only 2 boys.
Oh wow.
Oh, y'all hyping a lot of names up in there. Keep them names going.
Yeah. And now my children, both of my daughters, they're 23 and 24. They have 2 kids each. I got 1 boy. My first grandchild was a boy, and he rotten to the core because he's the first boy that came.
Right. So you get all the attention.
Right.
All of it.
Yeah.
All of
You
it.
can do whatever you want to do. Get away with it.
So do anybody else in your family sing? Do you?
Everybody in my family sings.
wow.
Actually, yeah. My mom and her sisters used to have a group. When they were younger, my mom still sings sometimes, just more church
Right.
than anything. Several of my cousins sing. Tamika can sing.
Yeah, she told me she can sing.
Tamika can sing. She stopped singing, you know what I'm saying, for a long time. So I'm trying to force her to get back, into at least, if I need a background singer, I can call them, but like, girl, I need you to step in and whatever.
Right.
But she got her own thing going on. But if she wanted to sing a song, she could sing a song.
I think you did an event for her or so, like one of her friends or something. You went to sing to the event. How often does that happen? People family members have you. It happens all the time.
Several times a year.
Several times a year.
Several
But do you get paid from family?
I don't sing unless I get paid.
Hey, I like that.
Tamika, but you know what I'm saying?
Now it's heavily discounted.
Right.
Okay.
My cousin can call, Tamika can call me anytime and say, baby, I need you to step in and do X, Y, and Z. Just on the strength that she's been, just not because we cousins. She's
Right.
been good to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And vice versa. She can ask me for anything. And I'm gonna make it happen. You know what I mean? Ray, I want you to come and sing about the stars and the moon while I take a bath. All right.
I got you.
Just give me a bottle of Stella.
Gotcha. Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna come sing to you while
And her personality's off the chain, man. She's turned up. She's a good time.
all the
man.
time. So yeah, family call all the time. Hey, we need you to do whatever. My mom, because my grandmother passed, and so we have to recreate a new normal now. So my mom is doing the Christmas gathering. Like, since my grandmother passed, the house is sold, so there's nowhere to go for everybody in the family to get together. So she rented a building several weeks before Christmas to bring the entire family back together. And she hired my band.
Okay.
And I was just like, well, I won't charge. No, because if I was hiring somebody else, I would have paid them, so I'm going to pay you. Well, I'm not going to fight against you.
I know,
You know what I mean? From a payment, I appreciate it, but I wasn't expecting it.
Well, there you go. And Christmas is a big time of year. Like Christmas songs, singing Christmas songs. I mean,
They don't want Christmas songs.
no.
She said maybe 1 or 2. I want you to do what you do.
What you do?
Okay.
That's what she had. That thing. Do that thing.
Rae Estelle.
Yeah. That's
I mean, but do you want to sing Christmas songs?
I do a Christmas thing every year. I call it Blue Christmas. I started it when my grandmother passed. Blue was her favorite color.
Okay.
And she had this huge white Christmas tree always. So when she passed, I was like, dang, like, you know what I mean? I don't have no siblings. There's no way for me to go, you know what I mean, to have Christmas or whatever. And so I did an acoustic Christmas segment.
That's dope.
But all of the decorations was it was in the blue and the white, and I called it Blue Christmas. And it just kind of picked up.
Oh, yeah.
When
That's
I did it
awesome.
this past year, my mom, she decorates. She has her own business in Georgia. She came up to decorate. It was she did her thing in that room. You know what I mean?
I believe it.
It was gorgeous. They brought all of the lights down, so all of the lighting that came up was all blue, and it was sequence tables, table settings, and all kind of. She really did a thing. We did do some Christmas songs, but we ended up just doing me.
Man, as you should always do, because you did a good job.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? It's awesome.
It was fun.
So what I usually ask a lot of our artists is, what is like, what would you have to accomplish or do, or what platform would you have to be on to feel like I've made it, or I'm successful in my career, I've done it, I've done what I've accomplished, what I wanted to accomplish?
I think that's a difficult question for any artist to answer because our goals evolve daily.
Okay.
At first you want to just be invited to the table, and then it's just like, I'm just so grateful for every opportunity. And then when you have the opportunity, you want people to engage, and not just sit there on their phone the whole time, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
And then it'll go to, I want to write my own song. I want people to know my song. I want them to sing it. You know what I mean? So at this point, it's just like, I want my music to come out, and I want y'all to love it so much that y'all bump into it as y'all riding down the street. And when I'm no longer out singing and gigging and stuff like that, my
want your music to carry on.
Yeah.
So that's your idea of success.
Absolutely.
When your music carry on beyond you.
Absolutely. Success for me is, I don't want to be Beyonce.
Mm.
I don't, for a lot of reasons, but most importantly because she doesn't have a life that belongs to her.
No, that's true.
I want to be able to live my life. I want to be able to love. I want to be able to hang out with my children. I want to be able to lay out on the beach, and you know, I want to do all of the things that bring me peace.
And one of the things we hear a lot now is about, you know, this generation, they in their phones, they standing on the wall. Have you found it more difficult throughout, I guess, your career when it comes to, not for you personally, right, but just people actually coming to dance, coming to look at you and engage you, or has it been this kind of stand on the wall culture?
Our culture is a stand on the wall culture. That culture is not. And that's the reason why I don't only do black music.
Well, why do you think that is?
I don't know. I feel like people is just like, listen, I done bought a section. That cost me money, and I done bought these bottles, and I got on my red bottoms, child, I ain't getting out this seat. I think that's what it is. You know what I mean?
Okay.
They just come out, they want you to sound good, and they're okay, you know, with that. But, you know what I'm saying, when other cultures come out, they like, listen, I wore my flats, because I knew I was going to be out on the dance floor all night long.
Yeah,
and they come out, you know what I mean? There is an appreciation that I have for both, I will say. I am my strongest vocally in our culture, because I have to be. Because they ain't up screaming, they ain't up drunk, you know what I mean, or whatever. And so if you don't hit the notes, they're gonna let you. They're gonna sit up and be like, get out.
Take notes.
You get what I'm saying?
They know where you're supposed to
And
go.
so yeah, I know I gotta be on it when I'm with us. And when I go there, I'm more open. You know what I'm saying, as far as being just a personality, because they just want to have a good time.
Right.
You understand? So I can bring out Tina Turner songs and all of the stuff that's just going to keep them on their feet the entire time, where we aren't like that necessarily. Every night we might get up, they do, you know what I mean, you make me happy.
Yeah.
Or if I sing a Southern soul song or something like that, you might got 4 or 5 people in a small set, they'll get up and set, but for the entire room to get up, it almost never happens when it's us. Now my debut show was different. So I
You gotta be paying
intentionally
attention to that
chose,
now going forward.
yeah, I intentionally chose the Poorhouse to have my
Love
show,
the poorhouse.
because you can't sit down.
Exactly.
So my MO was to force engagement. You gonna stand there, and even if you don't want to move side to side, them feet gonna make you move side to side.
Right.
You trying to
'Cause you
shift
gonna
away
bob,
from
right?
one side to the other to be
That's
comfortable.
crazy.
I forced them to engage the entire time, but I also picked a set list of songs that was highly engaging. You know what I mean? I pulled out Sheila E., The Glamorous Life, and I pulled out Prince's song, and I did Latin music, and I brought out dancers, and I did, you know, all of the things that made everybody be like the entire time, like, oh my God, what's gonna happen? So that was intentional. But if I'm just doing like a regular Friday night set, then I'm more laid back and I'm chilling. You don't really get to see that I am all of those things.
So, y'all, we got into something really interesting over the break. I was talking to Rae about, you know, her husband pulling up, bringing her to the show, and she kindly, that's the wrong one.
Yeah, no,
and she kindly corrected me and let me know that wasn't her husband. This is her boyfriend. And so, you know, we got into the discussion of
polyamory.
relationship.
Absolutely.
Right.
Can you give us a little detail on, of course, we all excited to know, like, what brought you to that point, you know, in your marriage? How do you even bring up that discussion? Let's just start there.
It didn't start out that way.
Yeah, how does it, yeah.
It didn't start that way. I will say this, my father was a 5%er.
Okay. And for those that don't know, what does that mean?
If for those of you that don't know, this is, they practice Islamic practices, and so they believe in polygamy, and a man can have multiple wives, but because they're 5%ers, the wording is a little different. So my dad says that he could have 7 earths, and the earth is balancing,
Right,
which means that's women.
Women, right.
Can have 7 women. My mom being one of them.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Having been one of them. And so I've always known him to live that lifestyle.
Okay.
And although in this culture, we tend to, look down on it like a
Right.
man that has multiple women, those women have to be insecure, that they're willing to
They're
share their man, this, that, and the other,
submissive, yeah.
all of the things. But as you grow and you mature and you investigate and you study and you do all of the things, then you realize that there's so much more to poly relationships than sex.
Right. Share
And
responsibilities.
yeah, and as much as you want for one person to exhibit every trait that you need, it's unrealistic.
Right.
It's
Yeah, but so
unrealistic.
so with the poly, you have this one man and multiple women, or is it multiple men and multiple women?
It could go either way.
However it works
It can
out.
go either way.
So you kind of
So-
flipped it, right? 'Cause-
Yeah, so I didn't go into my marriage with the idea that we would be poly, and because I am who I am and I'm a Taurus and we're loyal, I was going to ascribe to that lifestyle. However, through infidelity on his part, there were things that were introduced, and I said, "Listen, I have no qualms or no issues with you being who you are. The issue that I have is that you lack transparency of being who you are, and you didn't give me the opportunity to say whether or not I could or could not deal with
Right.
it. Right? And it was something. Having sex with somebody else isn't the end all be all for me. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Especially with us both being full-time musicians.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's
Sometimes
rough. It's
he's
hard.
in Mexico. He's in Cancun.
Right,
He travels with Hootie and the Blowfish
Okay.
as well. So we're always moving in separate
Right.
spaces. As my partner, do you mean that when I'm not with you, I shouldn't be protected? I should not be, I shouldn't be loved. I shouldn't be all of these things. You still need me to have all of those things in place. And the only way for that to happen is for me to have someone that you and I both would know
Agree
of.
on.
We
Right.
agree on. You know what I mean? And that duty is still being fulfilled.
Right.
And vice versa. I don't care if he go out with another young lady, baby. You can't dethrone me.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Everything that man has, it got my name on it.
And see, that's,
So
yeah,
there's
yeah.
nothing that I feel that you can take from me.
Right.
You understand what I'm
Yes.
saying? And so that's probably why I ascribe, so much to it. Like,
So in the relationship, everything is in you and his name.
correct.
And the extra women and men, they're not a part of that. They're just a part of the relationship.
Correct. So in poly relationships, you have a core.
Yeah.
There's a core. So say you and I, you were married, and these two are our additional wives
Right,
or
okay.
whatever. They ascribe to the community.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? They want to be a part of the community. So she might have children and I don't. You understand what I'm saying? But I'm more financially stable, whereas in her previous life prior to us, that wasn't something that she had. She didn't have the stability of finance, and she didn't have someone consistent to watch her children and all of this other stuff. Well, because I work at night, I have daytime hours.
Okay.
You know what I mean? To be able to be helpful in that regards. And so poly, for the most part, is about community. It's not about sex.
Okay.
It's about how can we, as all of these different parties, build one kingdom.
And I think that's so important to point out, because when we talk about poly, people are mostly thinking about the sex and
Right.
how do you decide who gets him on what night? How do you decide? People are so worried about those things,
Yeah.
but that's not really. There's a larger commitment
Absolutely.
when it comes to poly,
And the
This
commitment
not
is
an
to
orgy.
community.
Yes.
But I've seen documentary where the one guy, certain nights he's with certain wives, and that's their time. And so I think it's different ways that it's structured. It seems like.
Correct.
Right.
And I guess certain ways work for certain people, but it do seems complicated.
Life is complicated. Relationships are complicated.
Right.
Business is complicated. Everything about what we do and who we are as African Americans is complicated. You understand what I'm saying? What I was seeking was comfort and passion and stability, and not just financially, but in my emotions. You know what I'm saying? And not all the time can you have the conversations that need to be had with
That's true.
husband and wife.
Right,
You
you're
understand
right.
what I'm saying?
No, I agree.
And there are parts, you know what I'm saying, that one person can bring out that somebody else
Yeah.
they can't, or there are parts of you that somebody can access, you know what I'm saying, that other parts can't. There could be, you know what I'm saying, something about you that will trigger me or trigger something from my past. So I can't be open to you in this regard, but I could be open to her.
Right.
You understand what I'm
For
saying?
sure.
And so it's been a lifestyle that I feel has been most comfortable.
And I'm just interested in, that's why I'm asking a lot of questions. I'm interested in the concept of it. You know, because like, so the core, do y'all all communicate and make these rules, or do the core make the rules?
The core makes the rules.
The core makes
Yeah,
the
the
rules.
core
And the core is you and your husband.
Correct.
Right. And so the people that y'all bring in, or that comes in, are part of this, where's their core? Or is it another couple, this couple, and that couple?
It depends on the situation. A lot of times in a situation kind of like ours, there would typically be another woman that he would engage with. Now I may go out with them. We might go bowling. We might go out to dinner and sit down, you know, and talk and, you know, this, that, and the other. And in those spaces, I'm only really just concerned with whether or not she's doing what she needs to do to make sure that his crown stays on his head.
Right. So that's a good sign. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
Okay.
And outside of that, I don't really care what y'all do.
Right. So
Because it
you don't
doesn't
have a
impact me.
relationship. You don't have to have a relationship with everybody in
No.
there. It's just, I agree that that's okay.
Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
And is there an expectation that you two will come home every night?
There's an expectation that you remember that home is there.
Right.
You understand? Like, I don't care what you do outside of me.
Yes.
The only thing that I expect is that you do not bring chaos to my doorstep.
Absolutely.
And a lot of people, if they honest with you, there's a lot of cheating and stuff that goes
Let's be
on.
clear.
And I was saying to one of my friends, and her husband has had scandal after scandal after scandal after scandal after scandal, and several outside children. I think they have 2 together, but he has 7 outside with 4 other women. Baby,
You ended it.
sweetie,
Right.
just be a sister wife.
Right.
Because you clearly aren't going to leave him.
Right. Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
There's something about him that you have to have, that you're willing to be a part of this thing. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So if you're going to be a part of this thing,
Yeah.
how
If
do
you're
you
gonna
make
accept
it work
make
for
it
you?
work.
Exactly.
Right.
Absolutely.
Because that's the only thing that really matters. I don't give a damn what you got going on over there, sweetie. I got to be okay
Right.
in my finance. I got to be okay in my emotions. I have to be okay spiritually. You understand what I'm saying? All of these things matter to me.
Right.
And so if I'm fighting, I'm at war with you because you like him or whatever the case may be, I'm not at my best. I'm not. And I'm not about to let you or nobody else take me out of where I need to be.
Okay. And how long have you been in a relationship? This problem.
We've been together for 6 years.
Okay.
We've been married for 3. Like I said, I didn't go into our marriage with the expectation of being poly. But through his infidelity and finding out certain things, I was like, oh, you want to be outside?
Right.
Okay. Be outside. Just know, baby, that I'm outside.
It's a,
We're
I was gonna say,
We're outside.
Yeah.
it's one of those things that it's like, how did that come about? Like, through the infidelity and stuff like that. But for a man, you know, you're doing infidelity. But for your wife, they say, oh, you know what, we can work this out. And make it work for both of us. I just don't think a man would expect that.
Because I was
He
gonna
didn't
say,
expect it.
Yeah, to add on to that, like ego, right? I always tell people, like, women and men's ego are different.
Correct.
Like, for a woman, we are okay as long as we know she can't take our
right,
man. Because we know you probably gonna be outside at some point forever is a long
And a
time.
man, I don't want to see no other man.
You don't want to see no
with-
other man
with my
you
woman.
at all. So
No.
how do you?
Right. Well, I'm
Get him
respectful.
okay.
Yeah, I'm respectful in that aspect. So he knows that there's someone else that I spend time
Right, okay.
and energy with.
Right.
But I have enough respect for him as a person not to engage in front of him.
Okay.
Because whether you're in agreement or not, there's just certain things you don't want to see
Right.
your
right.
wife.
And
you know
that's
what
what
I
the
mean?
man, you know,
I'm
not
doing.
I just want to see this
Absolutely.
shit. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I can go out to dinner with him and a girlfriend.
Right.
He would never go out to dinner
I was
with
about
me.
to ask, is
And
can
the
you
work.
handle it? Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
And so I just there are lines, but those are things, you know what I'm saying. Every poly relationship is different.
Right.
Yeah, I know another poly relationship where they're like, okay, all 4 of us have to come together and have a conversation, and everybody knows what their place is, what their expectations are, what their roles are, this, that, and other. And as long as all four of us, you know what I mean, are in agreement, then we continue to move. And then there's other ones, you know what I mean, where it's a triad, and it's a closed triad. It can only be the three of us. It can be husband, wife, girlfriend. You understand what I'm saying? But then only he gets to truly engage unless the wife is bisexual.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? But what if I'm not attracted to the person that you're bringing?
Okay.
You can think she's the finest thing ever. I think she's.
we're going to agree.
Yeah, you know. You can think she's the finest thing.
Are you
You
into
know
women?
what? And
You like women?
I love women.
Right. Okay.
I love women. You know what I'm saying? I love energy.
Right.
I love energy. So there has not been a woman in particular. I'm just like, damn. I'm trying to. It's never been to to that extent. But I love women.
You're not close to it.
I'm absolutely not close to it. Her energy is amazing. She has a great personality. You know what I mean? She could deal with having two musicians in her life because our lives, you know what I'm saying, is a little crazy. And being around all these people and having people constantly touch on you. And if you can deal with all of the things, then baby, go ahead, yeah. I'm fine for it.
And I know you said you can't be dethroned, but it seemed like it would. That's where the conflict would come in. You know, in certain situations to where, you know, something is happening beyond what we agreed on. Saying that, you know, like I'm working on, like say I do fall in love, I want to make another core. And you see what I'm saying? It's just another I'm just saying, and that's what, you know, what my fears would be with it.
But why?
Is, I don't know, I just feel like.
I think being in love is beautiful. Falling in love.
It's beautiful, but I'm just worried that it'll be secret feelings that, you know, that can happen that you don't know. Like, yeah, we're in it together, but now you're falling in love with this person, but you're not telling me, and it's still some type of infidelity.
The level of loyalty might shift. Commitment.
And I'm not saying.
I think in a typical situation that might be something that would be concerning. However, because of how it was introduced in my marriage,
right?
I don't give a damn about your feelings.
Like, no, you got to be massive.
I don't.
You know your shit.
Because there was a time and space where you clearly didn't care about mine.
Right.
Exactly.
Right. So you opened this Pandora's box. As far as
absolutely. Okay. So you wanted to be outside, baby, then be outside. And now and I tell people all the time, and this is relationships and beyond, whether business relationships or friendships or whatever the case may be. You don't start a war and then think that you get a hand in whatever weapon your opponent uses against you in a war.
Right.
You don't get to choose their weapons. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. You started the war. You don't want us to be at war with one another, then I suggest and I highly encourage you to stay in peacetime.
Right.
But because you chose not to be in peacetime.
Right.
This is just what it is.
Man, that's awesome.
It just is what it is. And I just happen to be a very open and a very loving person. I don't care if he loves someone else.
Right.
That don't take nothing away from me.
Right.
At all.
And I think most women, if they're honest with themselves, it's all about just having that security of, you know, there with you and you're not leaving me, you know, or not moving on. We can build together, you know, and, you know, that's why a lot of women, I feel like, take men back, or they choose to accept a lie, even though it's obvious, you know, as long as you give them. Yeah, no, I chose not to live a lie. I chose not to be blind to who he is, for one. Right. I don't think that cheating is necessarily a choice. I think it's more of a character trait. Right. You understand? It's who you are. Because if it wasn't who you are, you wouldn't do it. Right. You know? Cheater is a cheater. So like I said, my only issue is the fact that you took away my choice. Your choice to make. And I love to, and I need to have your choice. You know what I'm saying? I need to have some control in my life where I'm given a choice and I get to say, to decide, I want this thing, I don't want this thing. I love you enough to, I don't love this situation enough to engage in, or whatever the case may be. But I will say that I am committed to my marriage. Okay. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm committed to help this man build whatever. You understand what I'm saying? I like your attitude. So I'm okay. But you also have to know that I am autonomous outside of you.
I'm a person outside of you.
Right.
My only claim to fame or whatever will not be the wife of.
Right.
And that was always something that I always had an issue with, you know what I'm saying, coming up in church or whatever. Any woman in the Bible that's ever mentioned is always the wife of Solomon,
right.
the wife of Samuel,
Right.
the wife of
Right.
David or whatever. She did not have an
Her own
identity
identity,
or
right.
anything outside
Except
of
for the
being the
prostitute.
wife of, except for the prostitute.
Right.
And even then, you know, it was, and she had several
Right,
husbands.
yeah. Like, don't be like that. You know? It's better to be the wife of. And,
You understand what I'm saying? You know, and that's a culture that we've come up in, that a woman cannot be anything unless she's attached to a man.
right.
True.
You know what I'm saying? If you in your early 20s and you've been dating this guy for 3 years, the question on the floor at all times is, well, when y'all get married?
Yes.
When
What's going on with y'all?
I get to be who I am.
Right.
Outside of being his wife. You understand what I'm saying? Being married to someone should be more of a compliment to who I am than it should be the command of who I am. You
Right,
understand what I'm saying?
right,
That's
yeah.
why I don't accept engagements that come from, you're Chris Williams' wife, right?
Right.
right, well, we want you to
Yeah,
do
you said that a minute earlier. Like, I don't
absolutely
play
not.
that.
Absolutely not. Who the hell am I?
Right.
Because if he passes away, God forbid,
You're right.
I still have to stand. And I
Sure.
still have to be, and I still want to exist. I don't want my entire existence to be so caught up in him that once he no longer is here, I no longer exist.
Right.
That doesn't make
It
sense.
doesn't make sense.
So yeah, no, I'm gonna do me, baby.
Man, I appreciate you being so transparent about that, because, you know, it's one of the things that people sometimes don't want to talk about.
Talk about it, and they
And
keep it in
official
private.
character, because it's official character, you know, and you and Tamika Sofla are so similar. She's very transparent too. And it's like, you know, it's crazy because it's a breath of fresh air when you run across
Yes.
somebody. that
Honesty is a
can-
breath of fresh
Yeah,
air.
honesty
You
is-
get to, you know what I'm saying? I get to let my head down and be
Right.
like, I can let my shoulders down and be like, oh,
Right.
oh, cool, you're a real person.
Right.
I don't want to
Right.
deal with your
Right.
representatives.
Right.
I don't want you to be who you think I want you to be in order to fit whatever. I want you to be you, and if I love you, that's fine.
Right.
And if we don't gel, that's also okay. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But
That's
please
awesome.
don't shape shift.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Damn, that's enough. No, who are you? You understand what I'm saying? Like, and I gotta be me. I have
And that's women empowerment right there, man.
Yeah, that's real
You
power.
know what I'm saying?
That's real power.
Yeah, that is women
So
empowerment,
many women are
man.
going through different things in their relationships. They don't know how to address it. They don't know how to handle it. I think kudos to you and your husband for recognizing a situation and staying committed to the
And
marriage,
finding out
to your
a
family.
solution and
That works.
'cause I'm still thinking, like, if that happened to me and my wife brought that to me, I would personally I would want to do it, but I'll be scared of that the unknown of it. You know, on her side,
But even
on my side,
outside of bringing in any external factors,
right?
love itself is unknown. I don't know if tomorrow
Well said,
you
man.
still gonna find me as attractive as
Right,
you did.
Right.
I don't know.
Everybody wakes
You
up
understand? what I'm saying?
and with
Because
a change
we
of mind.
evolved and we change and we shift every single day. My body weight might not be the same this
Right.
year as it
Right,
was last
right.
year. So if I start packing on weight, are you attractive to the heavier me than you
Right,
were the
right,
thinner me?
right.
You understand what I'm saying? If something medical happens.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know
yeah,
what I'm
that's a
saying?
big one.
Are you still as attractive
right.
to? Are you still committed
Right.
to this thing? You understand what I'm saying? And so what I do, and I gravitate to people that are going to be loyal to the cause.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You understand what I'm
Right.
saying?
And I feel
You want
that.
me to be the best me so
Right.
much that it's so right that if I want to bring her in, because whatever. And there's one thing that I preach, because this is my second marriage. And my first marriage, once I left, one thing that I did not want to take away from my children was their village. I never stopped my ex-husband from being with them. I never stopped their family, because there might be a day that mommy can't do it.
Mhm.
Right.
Mommy isn't present, or mommy is present physically, but mentally I'm trying to figure out, how in the hell am I going to do this? How am I going to keep moving forward? How am I going to feed these kids? How am I going to do, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if I got somebody else that said, that's okay, because I got it, and I'm going to step in, and I'm gonna do too, why would I take that from my children?
Right.
I want my kids to have the cheering section that I never had.
You have an elevated way of thinking.
Absolutely, and I want my husband to have the cheering section that I didn't have. You understand?
Exactly.
And for me, I want the cheering section as well. I remember, and it's something so small, but it's so hugely significant. My dad, when I was in my teenage years, I ran track, and I was amazing at it, just naturally fast. You know what I mean? And every day, you know what I'm saying, after school, he'd be out there with his little stopwatch and he's timing me and, all right, you got to work on this and you got to do this and you got to do this and you got to do this. But when it came time for the track meet, the big one, he was gone. He got sent back to prison. No, him and my mom had gotten into it. And so he left. He went back to New York and he ended up, getting caught up and he went back to prison or whatever. What was significant to me, and it changed my entire life, was here I am in this moment and I'm the best and I'm the fastest and I'm what everybody came to see. But my spirit is so broken because there is nobody in the stands to say, girl, go.
Right.
And I couldn't perform.
You couldn't do it no more.
I couldn't. And I walked off the track that day and I never walked back. And I never wanted for anybody attached to me to feel like they have to lose parts of a village because something did not fit a particular emotion. Something did not fit a particular, path. Like this is what you said it has to be.
Drive.
Yeah,
that one moment.
I didn't want to do it any longer. And my track coach, I didn't see him anymore for another 16, 17, 18 years maybe. My daughter was coming through school and she was running in recess one day and it was like, oh my God, that kid is, oh geez. And then he went to talk to her. He was like, who's your mom? Or who's your parents?
Right.
And she said, and he was like, Sharia is your mom? Oh my God.
Wow.
She used to run.
Right.
And
That child is you waiting to come
in
back.
In his mind, he was like, oh my God, I have a second chance.
Second chance.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
And it was, and those moments in your life become significant because it's just like, I could have gone further if I had what I needed to go forward. Further. It wasn't about my talent at that point. It was about whether or not I had somebody that would hold me up in my weakest moments and say, you can still do this. Because you ain't always
and
at
you
your
said
best.
never again.
Exactly.
Will I allow that to...
I never again. I'll never again. And so I
do you jog and run though? Do you still enjoy running?
I'm getting back into it now because I know I need to keep my body a certain type of way.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I know it's the fastest way for my body to regroup because my body reacts quickly, you know what I'm saying, to stuff like that. But as far as running competitively, it's something that I know at my age now is, I wouldn't say impossible.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because
it's just letting you inspire for
yeah. Who trying to run? What I'm running for?
Okay, let's
I'm gonna pay who we running for?
I want you to bridge.
I ain't running unless, you know what I'm saying?
If you enjoy, that's why I asked you that.
I don't enjoy it as much, and I think the reason why I don't enjoy it as much is because there's such a negative emotion connected to it.
Right.
That makes sense.
So how's the kids with the pop? Do they see it? How does that work out?
Absolutely. I'm very transparent with my children.
Okay.
You know what I mean? My children aren't the children that my husband and I have together. So he has a daughter, and she's relatively young. She's 8. My children are 23 and 24.
Oh, they grown.
Yeah, they grown, baby. You know what I mean?
Congratulations on that.
And they do their own thing. You know what I mean? But I'm very transparent, with them about my life and why I feel certain things are necessary. Why? You know what I mean? Like I have to do this thing. And so essentially what I have around me is my village.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? My husband is and I love him. I love this man. Oh my God. There are times where there's a space emotionally that he cannot reach because that's the space that he violated.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? He hurt that space. So he can't heal that space.
Right.
I allow him in all of the spaces that he can be in, and I allow him to be amazing in those spaces. But in this space here, that's not something that you can do.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? It's just like telling somebody that wants to be delivered from drug abuse to stay in a crack house.
Right.
You can't. You can't. The only way for you to maintain sobriety is to not be in that space. So there's a space that I can't and won't allow him in. But that also means that I would be shutting my emotions down and nobody would ever be able to access. Well, that's not fair to me.
So that space is for somebody else.
Absolutely.
Man. And one more question. So when you did introduce you to your husband and you gave him this option or scenario, how long did it take him to buy into, or was like right away, or was it a transition? Like,
I think for him that in
but
the
if you got caught
beginning
cheating, though,
of
you
it,
like-
right, in the beginning of it, it was like I kind of have to go along with it if I
Right,
still want it
yeah.
in my life. You understand what I'm saying? Eventually, when we had a conversation, the only thing that he requested was that I not do things in front of him.
right.
Yeah.
Because at that point, you're like, okay, I just want the kid. Can he not do it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, correct,
You know
correct.
what I'm saying? Because you're in the wrong, totally in the wrong. You got caught
Absolutely.
infidelity. You know what I'm saying? So
Like, there are people that they have a spouse, or even themselves. Infidelity played such a huge role in whatever their dynamic is, and they don't feel they have any choices, any options, anything. They have
Right.
no power.
right.
You don't have to be powerless in any situation.
And you kind of
understand
took the
what I'm
power
saying?
back.
Unless you choose to be. Right.
You know what I mean?
You are a king,
Yeah.
but I am most certainly a queen.
For sure.
You understand what I'm saying? And if you understand too, the queen is the most powerful piece
It is, 'cause it
on the
controls the
board
king.
because it controls the king.
Right.
Anytime you watch any old movies, anything you watch, they always
Look at the beehive,
the
she the-
females are always the one kind of moving the pieces because they attack your emotions. You know what I'm saying? We are emotional
Absolutely. You just got to be strategic in how you do it.
strategic, man.
Right. And
Like
and
a
I
Berlin
can't
girl or
crash
whatever.
out, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Out of my emotions because he what? He gave you some gristle?
Man.
Okay.
That's all.
I mean, that they gonna do that.
Baby, where he stay got my name on it.
Right.
The cars he drive got my name on it.
Oh man, that's too
The
much
bank
power there
accounts
now.
got my name
That's
on
my
it.
power there. I can't do all that there now. No, no. I can't do that now.
Listen,
There is nothing.
you don't even get an
But you
honorable
can-
mention in no obituary.
You
Yeah.
won't be the
You
special
can put in
friend.
all the work you
See,
want.
that's the
See,
thing.
I can never do that part.
You won't be the
I cannot be the
friend.
one that I can. Either I got my own stability and we're working, and you got just as much, but I cannot be the one that is being taken care of because there's too much power.
Right. So then you got to
Yeah.
conduct your household a
You gotta-
certain type of way.
Yeah, there you go.
That works for you.
And,
But-
and for you to maintain that level
Yeah.
of power,
You got to.
then that comes with fidelity. And that comes with honesty. And that
Right.
comes with transparency.
Right, it does.
And that comes with, at all times, you made her feel that there was nothing and no one that can
Right.
shake the foundation that she stands on.
Absolutely.
It's the one thing that a woman
Right,
will ask
right.
for is stability.
Right.
That's it.
Right.
That's all we need.
Right.
We don't give a damn about what
Right.
else you got
That's
going on.
all we
Not for
need.
real.
But if you shake the foundation underneath me and you make it feel like I can fall at any given point,
Okay.
that I got a problem with.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And really, I got 4 girls, and I wouldn't mind that if they have that mindset that you're talking about, I wouldn't mind because I want them to have the power.
Absolutely.
And in their lives, because you don't want them to be taken advantage of. You want them to always be in control. I want them to feel that. I want them to be women and want the man or whatever in a certain way, but I don't want them to ever be powerless.
Correct.
And what you're saying is you never would be powerless.
I'm never powerless.
So big ups to you, man.
I'm never powerless. He may have thought, and that's the thing. I don't even think that in the moments of infidelity or something like that, you think I'm stripping somebody of their power,
Yeah.
Right.
or whatever. But if you think of things, you know what I'm saying, and just in the most commonsensical way, when you violate somebody's trust, a woman in particular is going to question everything about herself. Was I good enough?
Right.
But I think that's just a
Was I
woman, though.
right?
It
And that's
is.
who we are.
Especially
You
that.
understand? And our emotions play such a huge role in who we are. So once you violate that, you've shaken my foundation.
Right.
Now I don't know if I'm enough,
Right.
and now I don't know if everything that I was doing was enough, or I can be enough, or I can ever get to whatever. Am I ever gonna be everything that he needs?
Yeah.
What am I? You understand what I'm saying? And
So
I
it's like you took the power
refuse-
back.
So
Exactly.
many
I refuse to allow you to chip away the foundation of who I am
that's
as a
hard, dog.
person.
That's
You understand what I'm saying? Because of an act.
Right.
So what I do is, listen, sugar, if that's what you need, then by all means,
Right.
do whatever it is. However, we're gonna change the rules.
I know that's right.
And the rule book has shifted.
Right.
If you want to stay in my life, because you can go if that's what you want.
Yeah, I mean, and I can see why he ain't went nowhere.
Ain't going nowhere.
You know, because it's kind of like when you got that kind of mindset, and you got a person that you can tell you got somebody special that's different
Yeah.
than the norm.
Exactly.
And it's like, okay, hold on now.
So why would I mess that up?
Why? Yeah.
The crazy
Right.
thing is, and he'll say now, I knew how different she was, and I knew how special, you know what I'm saying, like this person was, but I thought I thought it was too good to be true.
Right.
And that shit-
It couldn't be real. And
But
so
when
a
you fuck it up,
self-sabotaging
change.
mindset begins to step in, like, I'm a test her to see whether or not she mean what she's saying. And I'm going
Right.
to do all of this. And that's something that in a black culture is something we have built so much of our relationships on struggle that's all we identify love as.
Right.
I gotta go hard for you,
Right,
and I gotta
right.
give all to you, and I gotta show you that when everybody else is going, I'll still be standing, and that's the only way for you to
Right.
love me. That is incorrect, and it's chaotic, and it's not fair to
Right,
you nor
right.
me.
Yeah, very toxic.
Love should not be hard. Love should never
It should
be hard.
Yeah.
Should be
Yeah,
right.
it's destructive.
Should be
Right.
When you, yeah. And you know, when I went through your page and I saw the king and lifting the heads up, and now, you know, it makes more sense knowing your thought process.
Absolutely.
You know, which I didn't like it when you said it too, then, because
Yeah,
you know, anytime
yeah,
a man read, boy, I love the king, and you know, yeah, you know, but yeah,
Absolutely. And he don't always, there are so many things that, you know what I'm saying, and going through, you know, counseling and all these other, you know, different things that we get to help us along in our journeys, why a man would do certain things. In my case in particular, aging played a really huge role.
Very.
So you link up with somebody that has been the man
Okay, let's be
for
clear.
years. You know what I'm saying? He's been an avid bachelor. And when he go in and he blow this horn and all these women flock to him, this, that, and the other, and now I have to turn all of these things off and just be here. Well, that's
Yes,
difficult to do when that's who you have been all of this time.
Right.
So although you want to be in this space, there's still a part of you that's like, I wonder if I still got it. I wonder if I am still attractive. I am aging. I don't look like what I
Right.
used to look like 10 years ago.
right.
My body doesn't react the same way it did 10 years ago. And so it internally, you know what I mean? It's just like, damn, like I need to prove to myself that I'm still
Right.
that guy. And those things played a role in that infidelity. Absolutely.
That's real. Everything you said is real.
It's real stuff.
As you get older, you feel, even though we
It's
want
the
to
same
do
thing
it,
with
you want
women
to
though.
test
It is.
It's the same thing with women, and even for us, it happens even early. And I'm gonna tell you how, because we bear children.
Yeah, but see, I
Our
like that
bodies
now.
shift immediately.
it. Right.
Our choices have to shift immediately. You understand what I'm saying? So what happens if I need to feel like I still got it?
Right.
As a mom, after I done dropped off to the daycare, and I done made lunches, and I done been to the PTA meeting and then the cheerleading practice afterwards, and I got to do homework, and I got to do this, and I don't feel pretty.
Right.
My hair been in a bun for 2 days.
You understand what I'm saying? And there are days where, damn, did I even wash up today?
Right.
Right.
Because your focus is on him. Your focus is on the children. Your focus is on feeding and everything else, and you don't have the time or take the time for you. Now, if I internally say, well, I need to know whether or not I still got it or not, and I'm out here, how is that going to make you feel? You
Right.
understand what I'm saying? But you did it, and that's okay. And that's okay. So this is how we're going to regroup. Because there are certain things that apparently you need to make you feel like who you need to feel like as a man.
Right.
And there are things that I need as a woman to feel whole and to feel safe. And the one thing I do not ever need is for my foundation to feel shaken.
Right.
So
And you know, one of the things I take from this is pouring to each other.
that's it.
You know, pouring to you.
yeah.
Right. So how is it balancing family life and your career in music?
For me, it's easy. Cause I'm gonna do what I feel like doing, and if I feel like doing it, and getting done. So I'm not gonna overwhelm myself. You know what I mean? But I think that kind of came with maturity too. Yeah, I'm 43. So I don't want to be up every single night. I don't want to be out every single night. There is an exertion of energy that you give out that takes a while to be replenished back. So if I'm out every single night, at some point I'm going to be giving out of an empty cup because I don't even have it no more to give, and you're going to be able to tell it in my delivery. So I
So you
pick my
have to,
schedule.
you have to rest in order to give.
I have to.
And that's true. As you get older, that is more
Right.
relevant every day that you
We got
You
late
know,
night gigs. You're
okay.
talking about 10 p.m. to 1 in the morning. You know what I mean? Baby, I'm going to sleep tomorrow.
Okay.
True.
You understand?
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah. Yeah, you're not going to get up and doing the wedding at
No.
10 or 11
No,
the
no,
next
no.
day. Yeah.
No. And if I do have weddings and that's something I know I got to be there all day for, I won't take a Friday night gig. You know, stuff like that. And I do just try to space it out to give my body and my mind and my energy a time to rebuild and replenish and stuff.
So at this point, you stay booked.
I stay booked.
I know that's right.
I stay booked. I am blessed.
Yeah, that's the blessing right there.
It's a
Super proud
it's
of
a
you.
good problem to have.
I mean, because it be, you know, that to be able to be successful off of and survive off of, you know, making music and
music, right.
yeah, you know, it's awesome. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of singers out there that haven't reached that point yet.
Right.
You know, and be able to enjoy it and, you know, make money and, you know, support yourself and, you know, with your family. That's awesome.
And there's a lot. I know a lot of women in particular. It's a man's world.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? When you coming into these big things, especially like music and entertainment and food and beverage and, you know, things like that. And so to them, you're more of a commodity and not necessarily a necessity. And so they move in a certain type of way and they treat you a certain type of way or whatever. And I just happen to be in the space of my life, like, if you don't invite me to your table, that's okay. I'm a carpenter
Right.
You build your own table.
and I'll build it. That's why I did my debut show.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to invite me to yours, but you're not
Right.
gonna stop me from eating either. You understand what I'm saying? So if I gotta pivot and I gotta move in a different direction, cool. Once I get to where it is that you're going to know, and at that point you're gonna be like, can you come in? And I'm gonna remind you. No, back then you didn't want me.
Right.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But I also won't reduce myself to go back and sit at that table either.
Right. Yeah, you also
All money ain't good money.
It's your
Right.
You know what I mean? Every opportunity ain't a great opportunity.
Right.
That's it, true to yourself.
You have to.
Don't sell your soul.
I'm just not. So in some aspects it's worked, in some other aspects it's like, dang, I could have done this right here had I, you know what I mean, been willing to reduce myself in this. I'm just not
It's
willing
not
to
worth
do
it. It's not worth it.
I'm not.
Man, that's awesome.
I'm not. You might not say Rae Estelle is the greatest singer there is, but you will say that Rae Estelle never changed. You know what I'm saying? So even when I reach what I feel is my most successful moment, I'll still just be me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not a shapeshifter. I'm not a chameleon. I'm not going to blend in with the walls or my personality shift because somebody different is in the room or something. I'm going to be me.
Yeah.
Some people are going to love it.
Yeah.
Other people are not. And that just tells me that
They
that's
all
not
gonna
the set of
respect
people
it,
I don't
though.
support. Oh, you damn
They're
sure
all gonna respect it because,
oh, that's
you know,
for sure.
yeah,
Like,
you
now
know.
you really, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Rod me, come on.
Yeah.
You
What's
know,
your sign?
I'm a Taurus.
25,
April 21st. I
What?
kicked this thing off for all of us.
So,
Is there anything that we have not mentioned that you want to share?
I think we covered a great deal. I will say, you know what I mean, to anybody that's listening, I want for us to be able to give people a chance.
Yeah.
And as much as I love and admire Charleston for being a family influenced culture, if you aren't in the family or a part of the family in some kind of way, they aren't necessarily as receptive.
okay.
It's true.
I went to college with Mike Brown.
Oh, okay.
So that's how I knew. I'm not related to him, you know,
Yeah.
anything like that. And a lot of people was just like, I'm getting the opportunities that I got now because of who I'm married to. I'm married to Chris Williams, and he's one of the greatest saxophonists Charleston has ever seen.
Okay, all right.
Yes, I've heard.
But I intentionally don't take, if you call me and you say, hey, you're Chris Williams' wife, right? Can you do X, Y, and Z? I will not accept it. I want,
To be known for your
I wanna
own,
be known.
right. You
Yeah.
don't,
right, I want to stand on the stage that I'm supposed to stand on, and it should be based on my talent and my merit
Right.
alone, not because I'm related to somebody in particular or something like that. Because if you give it to me that way, you'll take it from me just as easily.
Right.
Right.
And yeah, and I work hard for this.
Right.
I'm so glad you said that because I do say that to a lot of people who relocate to Charleston. It's a beautiful city. There's great people here, but we all grew up together, and it can be very
Cliquish,
and
yeah,
very
right.
hard to, you know, get into the circles that you meet new people and really
I mean,
have a family.
I think it's still because we're still trying to get on. We're still trying to, you know, get our own name as a state out there. You know what I'm saying? And once we get there, then we can embrace other people. I think that's a part of it. It's not on purpose. It's when you're still trying to get there yourself. It's hard to embrace other people.
Every city's like that, and it's not just in music. It's not just Charleston.
Exactly. Yeah.
People gravitate to what they know. They gravitate to what's familiar, and that's okay.
Yeah.
And that's okay. So anybody coming in, just all I can say is be who you are, and somebody's gonna pay attention.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And it might not be the crowd that you so thirsty to get their attention. It might not be them. There's still people in Charleston that be like, she ain't Charleston.
Right.
And if they are sitting in the audience and they're intentionally with their head down or whatever, I'm still a singer.
Right.
I just don't see that being possible because when you're in that live band and you there and that music is playing, it's hard to even intentionally not pay you attention.
You gonna dance. You gonna move.
You know, it brings you. It's just if you looking at you still over there, you know.
I see it all the time. I be seeing people like, that's who that is y'all got in here, and they'll sit over there and eventually I'll see their foot tapping or whatever, and I'll be like, yeah, got him. Now I ain't gonna acknowledge you.
Right.
But I'd be like, yeah, got you. And there's just a lot of people that just, they aren't engaging as, I don't know what their story is. I don't know what made them come out that night. I don't know what type of day they had. You know what I mean? So I try not to judge somebody's reaction or something like that. It's same thing, you know, in church. We used to tell people, I came up Pentecostal. So it's just like, you know, you get up there and you going to drive Jesus. Oh, he must not have done anything for you if you don't want to get out of your seat. Yeah. You don't know if the last $2 that I had to my name, I had to catch the bus to get here.
Yeah, you don't know what people going through.
And I don't know how I'm going to get home, what I'm going to eat when I get there. How am I going to pay the lights? Are the lights on? You know what I mean? You don't know what anybody is going through. I got a job to do, you know what I'm saying, when I come in there, and it's really just to share my gift, and whomever it lands on and does whatever it is that it's supposed to do, I done my job. My job ain't necessarily to make you dance. If you get up and dance, that's cool. I want you to dance.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But baby, I came in here to sing. I'm a singer. So I'm a singer.
And you know, there's two things. Singing and preaching will reach you when you ain't even trying to be reached.
Right.
Exactly.
It's gonna talk to you when you ain't know you need to hear it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And that's just a powerful thing, man. And is there anything else you want to say or lay out? Anybody else? Okay, other questions?
Good, I'm good.
I'm excited for Mary J though.
And the album coming out.
Yes.
Right.
Remind them everything that you have coming up, where they can find you, tag yourself out, where you gonna be.
Absolutely.
And please let us know about your album release if you have something.
I need y'all to be there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm gonna throw an EP listening party. I want all of you guys to be there because I want you to tell me what you think. You know what I'm saying about it. I want y'all to make sure your podcast set.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, you know what I mean? Because I want you to ask the people, I want you to sit them down and was like, tell me what you thought about it.
Yeah.
And I want the good, then the bad, and the ugly. You know what I'm saying? And if there's things that need to be fixed, I'm going to fix it. You know what I mean? And if there's people that's encouraging, I want that too. You know what I mean? So I'm going to set it up just like that.
I'm excited. Like I said, that's your camera. Let them know where they can find you.
Absolutely. If you aren't already following me, you can follow me on Instagram as Rae Estelle Love, all one word. I'll spell it for you. It's RAEESTELLE Love, all one word on Instagram. If you want to be a little bit more personal and you're trying to get all of my business, I guess we could be Facebook friends. My name is Rae Williams on Facebook. I'm on Snap and everything. Everything is Rae Estelle Love. You can follow me on all of those things. Friday night the 12th. So that's this Friday coming up. I'll be at Thai Taco. Shout out to them.
Yes.
I'll have the crew. We're working on a Mary J. Blige tribute right now. Those tickets will go on sale soon as we lock in our venue. So we're looking at about November. And then our EP is coming out in the spring. So y'all be looking for it.
Man, awesome. Your world, my opinion. Rae Estelle, Rich Baby, Honey J, we are out. We appreciate you. And thanks for giving us your time.
Absolutely.
All right.